This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for General Electric. General Electric is an American multinational conglomerate who creates many products related to healthcare, aviation, and manufacturing. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. Also, thank you to those who've already subscribed and liked my videos, it means a lot. Just a reminder that I have no positions in this company, so I'll give an unbiased viewpoint. We will start out the technical analysis by going over what I see in the daily chart and potential price targets. Then we'll wrap it up by looking at the long-term pattern on the weekly chart. I remember when GE was on the Dow and then they replaced it with Walgreens, so that's pretty crazy. I think that happened about a year ago, maybe a couple years ago. It's been a while since I've been in stocks. So the first thing I notice about GE on the daily chart is that it's been going sideways since about February, March in this range where the lows are the $12 level and the highs are the $14 level. So it's about a 2-point range. Just swinging back and forth inside. So previously, since we had an uptrend, I expect prices to break out with the prevailing trend. That's just normally how it works. So as you can see here, price was inside of this uptrend. I'm going to go ahead and change the color. Let's make it red. So that fits pretty nicely. We get a lot of touches on the lower side, and then we get 2 touches on the top side. And then price couldn't make his way back for the 3rd touch on the top side, and that's why we had this breakout outside of the range, outside of the channel, and then we moved to a new high. So that signals the end of the trend. But that doesn't mean we're going to get a reversal right away, because look what happened, we just went sideways. So that's normally what happens if we have a strong trend up. We just go sideways because the buyers are just taking a break, and the sellers don't really want to come in the market because they could get stopped out for picking a top. I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple other smaller trends inside these 2 larger patterns. So we had this trend up right here, and then, give me 1 second. So this looks like, I think it was about right there actually. So we had this trend up, and then I think that was the high. It looks like we had an overshoot right there, and that's what led to the break and a retest of the high right here. I'm going to go ahead and change the color. Let's make it blue. So we had this blue little uptrend, and then right after we made an overshoot, it's been going sideways ever since. And then we also had this downtrend channel after we came off at the top of the range. Most likely we're going to go to the lower side of the range, and look what happened. That's where we got this big bounce from. After we had an overshoot on this smaller trend channel. I'm going to zoom in. This is what I mean overshoot. See how it went over the channel on the lower side, and then we on the opposite side we broke it, and then we made 1 leg down, correction, and then the 2nd leg down. And that's what marks the end of the trend. And then we got a bounce on the lower side, and we had a failed breakout. So most likely we're gonna have a failed breakout on the top side, or that could lead to the continuation of an uptrend. So let's go ahead and look at some measured moves. So since there's a higher chance of breaking to the upside, since that's what the prevailing trend was, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the price target for that. It's usually the size of the range, and that would give it a price target of, that's close enough right there. Put a horizontal line, bam. Let's get a percentage gain from now on. So the target I see that price could reach is the $16 level, and that's about a 30% gain. Now, if price were to break to the downside, let's just say, we don't go up to the upper side of the range, we just catch a lot of resistance about right here, and price is too weak, so it could sell off and break this channel, the range. Then this is the target that price will try to reach, the $10 level. Gotta put a horizontal line there as well, and show you guys the percentage loss or drop. 21% drop. However, like I said before, there's a higher chance that we're going to break up to the upside and continue this first leg up. And if we were to do that, that this would be the target then. That's the first leg, and then we had this correction, the sideways correction. So correction doesn't mean it's a downtrend. Like this is a correction too, but a correction could also be sideways, like what we got here. And go ahead and move this up, and then let's just say these were the lows, and then the target that price could reach in the near future, probably end of this year, is a $20 level, and that would be a larger percentage gain of about 59%. So I'm gonna show you guys a little tip about these ranges. See how in the middle of the range it's mostly sideways, and then when we go up to the top we just touch it and then we come back down, and even the bottom we just touch it and come back up. So normally the middle of the range are more choppy, so that's what you can see right here, and that's why you would always want to sell the top or buy the lows. However, since you want to be taking the best trades, you kind of want to just buy the lows because the previous trend was up, so you want to trade with the what the market's probably going to do next. So that was my analysis on the daily chart. Now I have the weekly chart, and I removed all of the drawing tools, and I'm going to put a few of them back on, such as this range right here. And since we had a breakout counter bias on the lower side, I expect a breakout on the higher side to stop these guys out who went short. I just wish this candle was more bullish, meaning like more green. I wish it just wasn't showing this much tail to it, but it's still good enough. But it would be nice if it was more bullish. I'm gonna go ahead and draw some previous past channels to show you guys that this worked even back then. So this was the downtrend channel. As you can see right here, fits pretty nicely. It holds prices. And then we had a break right here and a new low. And then we had 2 legs up and then a second leg down. So normally we're probably gonna get 2 legs down. I'm going to show you that. So this was the correction right here. We had 1 leg up, and then if I drag it over, that's where we stopped, and we sold off again to test the lows, and then we rallied up because we found like a base around this level. I'll go ahead and zoom out and show you guys the really large picture since the year of 2000. So it's a couple of decades of price action. Let's put on a really big channel. It's right there. And look at, every time we come to the lows, we get a bounce, 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 bounce. And then we had a break. And then a test of the low, or even, I think we even made a new low. So this right here is a good low or bottom for GE. It just does not want to go lower than that. It's like fair value for the stock currently is this low right here. So that was my analysis for GE, and I expect higher prices in the coming weeks and months because of we had this failed breakout on the lower side of the range. So I expect a breakout on the higher side of the range, and the prevailing trend was up, so most likely we're going to break up to the upside. And also we just came up from the lows for a very long time, since like 2009, even like back in 1992 when GE was trading at this price. So that's pretty crazy. So there's a lot of reasons to be bullish on GE, just because it's super cheap. Technically, I don't know about fundamentally, but technically it looks pretty good as a person who would want to be a buyer for this company. So I do expect higher prices, at the minimum probably up to that $14 level to the highs of the range, and from there it can meet that measured move I talked about on the daily chart around that $20 level, I believe it was. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised in what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Lastly, I'd appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time. Bye.